Hi everyone, welcome back. So, because everyone is so curious about these things, just like I was, I want to do a very small review because I don't feel like I'm done reviewing this, honestly. So, that being said, first off, let's go with this one. So, Liquid Finesse. It's a little dirty because I just chucked this in my bag and go. Now the cap is very sturdy. When I've had it inside my bag, my book bag, my purse, it doesn't, the top does not fall open because again because of the length of it. Starting off, I used this, I want to say about a month, almost a whole month, as consistent as I could. And I did notice a huge difference, at least for myself. Not so much maybe of people around me, but more of myself and how I reacted and responded, almost chemically behavioral like. So I'm usually and genuinely a very nervous person, and I found that this was, I usually only do 2 spritz. I found that that was like a good amount, and there is no smell. I mean, you're gonna smell when you first spray it like rubbing alcohol, which again, that's just gonna be the atomizer, the spritzer, the alcohol volume in it. But things I noticed while I was wearing this was I'm very anxious usually. I'm a very nervous person. I do my best to control myself without medication or anything like that, but social anxiety is a huge thing. Plus, due to COVID, I will say that everyone is even more on edge, and so you getting too close to someone will definitely make them feel very unsafe, with good reason. I tested these things out during the pandemic. I purchased them during the pandemic. So I honestly didn't really think that there was gonna be that much that I would be able to notice because again, everyone is wearing their face cover, and so I didn't really think that you could smell it or there would be that much of a reaction to it. However, while I would wear this, and as you can see, I'm more than halfway in the bottle, I really love this, and I would really highly recommend this tremendously to anyone that is going on like a first date, first day of work, interview, anything like that. If you want to wear this as a daily, honestly, I would layer this, doing either 2 spritz, 1 sprit, usually like the heart area because of the warmth for myself, and then I would top it or around. I would spray my own perfume, whichever perfume I wanted to wear for that day, because I do wear perfumes. But even alone, I would wear this off to go to the grocery store, go see my man, for whatever. So while I would be out or at work, more specifically, because I do have to come in, so I do have to commute, I noticed that a lot of people kind of were very chatty. They were more chatty with me. So I usually have a lot of people come up to me and want to converse. I don't know what it is, but people tend to always let me know maybe any personal struggles that they're going through, just to talk, just to vent. And I'm okay with it. I love it. I feel honored that you feel so comfortable with me. So this, I don't know if it was a pandemic again, but I want to give credit to this, that during those times, people would be passing by, and I don't have a door. They would be passing by and then all of a sudden see me, or I would walk past, almost walking past along, and they would just want to start talking. Coworkers would just want to start talking. They want to talk about the weekend, the summer, the blah blah blah, things for fall, and they just really wanted to talk. They got more comfortable with me, coworkers. Okay, not many people especially when it comes to work, will openly discuss their personal life, and they really did. Like, they really were looking for that connection, you know? And to me, it felt like they were a lot more comfortable with me. So I want to give credit to this most of all though. I would say that this was more for me than it was as far as other people reacting to it, that I could tell. But really, 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 really emphasizing, I would recommend this one. I really would. It doesn't have what size this was, but I think this is either like the medium size, I think, something around there. Now I left and I tried to, and I say try because I really did try. I tried to use only half of the bottle because then I was, or am, going to use it later on for something else. So going on to the next following product, it's this one. You see that? Now, I know it looks full, I know, but this thing, this baby, she's potent, okay? It's very strong. And what I mean by strong, I mean it projects. And so I have to be very mindful when I apply this. So usually I will try to do this in the morning. Honestly though, I will try my best not to apply this inside my own house. I tend to do this while on the go, like crossing the parking lot, walking to like a train station. Like, I need a little bit of time for this to dry down because I want to be more considerate of other people. So that being said, this literally, listen, it smells a little bit like poop. The tiniest bit, I'm gonna say it straightforward. Like, it smells a little bit like shit, but it smells at the same time like Monster or Red Bull, you know. And then also, it smells a little masculine. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to describe it, but I know that there's some male colognes that kind of have not a hue, not a hint. Well, yeah, I guess it's a hint. Something along there. I don't know how to describe it. There are no words. But most of all, the most common thing you can probably anticipate is that it smells like a Monster, a Red Bull, like an energy drink. So what I do with this usually is I apply this when I've already left my car, although you can do it obviously inside your car. By the time you come back, it's gonna be gone. I tend to apply this very, very tiny amount. Okay, it's a roller ball. Again, this is a little bit bigger. The tiniest swipe on each arm. Okay, like barely. And then I would dab a little behind my ears, the tiniest amounts. Again, the smallest amount. I want to say that also this has not unscrewed, and I'm serious when I say I've chucked this. I chuck this in my bag. Okay, I am not careful with either product and packaging. I'm not cautious at all, so I will throw this inside my backpack, inside my purse, along with all my other goodies. And it has never like almost unscrewed or unscrewed. There is no leakage. I have never had an issue with either product of leaking. You can see the well, not so tiny anymore, but you can see the air bubble. That's how much I have used, and as you can see how slow it moves or how quick. There is a little bit, it's not the same as water. The air bubble does seem to flow a little slower than if it was water. Sorry guys, I'm hot because I have the ring light, but ooh, are you sweating? Anyways, so this one, I have a story. So I didn't really want to use this, or I kept meaning to use it, but because it's a little bit of a potent smell, now once it dries down, you don't smell it, okay? Like, it's not something that you're gonna be consistently like, oh my god, are they smelling me? Does it still smell? It's not so visible. It's not the same thing. It dries down. And again, the same thing with this one. I would apply it, or because this was usually my last step, I would already have my perfume. Now, because this is not being applied in my chest area, this is in my arms and behind my ears. But I never had an issue. Like, no one was like, oh my god, girl, you smell like bad. So everything was fine with this. It dries down. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Now, that being said,
he came up to me and he just proceeded to kind of mention something, gesture to my shoes. And I had my AirPods in, I was minding my own business, had my music on, and I couldn't really make out what he was saying. So I took them off. He's like, oh yeah, your shoes, like, they're crocodile skin, they look like crocodile pattern and something or other. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, they're Adidas. I'm like, they were kind of limited edition, blah, 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 blah. And I genuinely thought it was just about the shoes. So, it just so happens that we were waiting in line to get a checkout, and so we're in line, he's behind me to check out, and a sales associate, she's like, oh, we can take you over here. So he kindly just gives me the right away. He's like, go ahead, go first. So I go, I'm trying to check out, but there was someone that wasn't done yet, and so I'm waiting. But then I figured I should go to the other side because the cashier won't be able to see me. So I go on to the other side, and he was waiting there, and then eventually he just shifts over and follows me. Fine, that's normal, you know, lines. So it's my turn to check out, and I'm paying my things and having everything ready. I had a few, and I'm turning around to leave, and I'm letting him like go in front of the cashier, but he just stood there, waited literally until I passed him. And so I was like, I wasn't passing because I had paid in cash, so I had to put away my money because I don't want to walk away with just cash in my hands. So I put my cash inside my bag, and he's still waiting for me to pass, and the cashier's waiting for him to go up to the counter and check out. So as soon as I pass, you know, she's like, oh, have a good day. And then he's still standing there, not moving towards the cashier, makes me cross in front of the counter and him, social distancing. But then as I'm passing, he's like, oh yeah, have a good day, hope you have a very nice day. And like, you know what, girls, like, we can tell, okay, we can tell that flirty tone, blah, 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 you know, that extended day kind of thing, you know, and it was cool, it was fine. There was nothing disrespectful, but it was just something that was very interesting to me. He was an older man, okay, he was in, I want to say at least in his 40s, roughly. So my bus card, my train card, was not working because they updated the app and it was a big hassle. I didn't have my login. Anyone else? So I was dealing with that, and I couldn't get cell service for whatever reason. My phone was glitching, and the app isn't working, and I don't remember my login. So I have to go outside of the building to get reception. And another gentleman comes up, and he seemed like he was in his 30s. And so he looked like a regular man, okay? I don't know what he was, profession or anything like that. He had jeans on, he had relaxed clothes. So he comes up to me, he's like, hey, you know, I just need help finding directions, etc., etc. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm like, I'm terrible for directions, and I really don't know the downtown area. And so, etc., etc. He's saying something more. I have, again, my AirPods in because I mind my own business, okay, people? I don't need to talk to anybody. So he's like, oh, well, actually, I was just trying to talk to you, you know, blah, 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 blah. And the whole time, I'm dealing with trying to get my bus card ready and get my login in so I can leave because I was tired. I've been moving so many boxes. Everything was hurting at that point. I was physically exhausted. And I know you could tell I was exhausted by my eyes because I tend to they get worse. So he's like, well, actually, I was just trying to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, yeah. I'm like, I don't have time to talk. I'm like, something or other. He said some more stuff. And then he goes ahead and he's like, oh, well, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm not interested. I'm like, you know, I actually have a fiance. And at the time I wasn't wearing my ring because, again, I'm moving heavy items and I don't want to wreck my ring. So he's like, oh, okay, you know, I respect that. That's okay. And so he's not stepping away. Like, he's not leaving, okay? And so I'm like, okay, well, you can stand all you want, but I need to mind my own business and get to what I'm doing. And so he's like, oh, well, how long have you guys been together? And I'm like, okay, I see what you're trying to do, but I already cut you off in the nicest way. Like, I don't got time for you. I don't have time for you. And so I'm like, well, we've been together for 6 years. Oh, okay. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, he's clearly not gonna leave because he like went into a whole other conversation. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I really gotta go. I had to catch my train. And I just walked in the building and then I dealt with the situation of not having my login. Got on the train and I left. Now, both of those situations, I was wearing Provocateur. And the first gentleman, he was wearing a mask. Okay, we were both wearing masks. You know, Walgreens is a little, you know, you got space, okay? It's not like a tiny room, you know, but, and then the second man, I was outside in the open, okay? Wind, that's about it. So, I guess he got a whiff or something, I don't know.
And so, I would say yes, this works. If you're interested, I would say yes. Just caution with the smell, because a lot of people are very off-put by this, so to the point that they may try it and never try it again. Okay, so it's a fair warning. Expect it to smell bad. And keep in mind that not everyone will smell this and think it smells terrible or it smells good, okay? Someone's gonna think it smells good, someone's gonna think it smells terrible and like wanna vomit or something. It's fine. We all smell different things. We all see different colors, shades, and blah, 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 blah. So, yes, I would say a huge yes to these. Okay.